I want to ask you, how many of you have some great things you want to happen to you and this year and years to come? Raise your hands, please. Very good. I said to Mike the other day, I came in the office, I said, Mike, this is going to be a great year for us. He said, no, Les. I said, no, I mean a great decade. He says, no, Les, it's going to be a great life. Let's say, he says, it's going to be a great life. Let's say that. Isn't that the way we want to look at it? We don't just want one good year, one good decade. We want a great life. That's what we want. Now, what prevents us? How do we block ourselves from having that? There are several things that happen, ladies and gentlemen. Once you think about whatever it is that you have desired, whatever that you think that will give your life a sense of meaning and purpose and direction, whatever you think will give you a sense of fulfillment, I just want you to think about this. I want you to think about this year coming up, this year that we're now in. I want you to look at the future, and I want you to think about what is it that will enable us to do that, and why is it that most people don't? I've had some tremendous breakthroughs. Many of you were here when I first came, 5 years ago, pursuing a dream, working on creating and building and choosing a different kind of future. And it's always intrigued me what prevent most people from doing that. And when I first became intrigued at it and with it, it was at a point in my time when I was not where I wanted to be. I just felt at where I was at that point in time, it had to be more. I was working at a job, it wasn't going anywhere, I wasn't happy, and I wasn't making any money. Around payday, I would get angry. Now, you seem like you would get happy when it's time for you to get paid. But when I said, thank God it's Friday, it wasn't because I felt good about getting paid. Because I knew before I even got that check, that money was already gone. It was already allocated. So I felt like I wasn't working for anything. And I said there had to be more to life than this, just working every day and scuffling and getting up in the morning and going through the same changes every day and robbing Peter to pay Paul. Had to be more than that. Life was boring, and it seemed for a period of my life I was in a rut, and the harder I scuffled, the digger the hole I dug. Just kept on getting deeper. The harder I worked at trying to get out. I said it had to be more. And then I would see people on television doing things, and I said, well, I sure like to do that. And saw people enjoying themselves and enjoying a great life. I said, I sure like to do that. But something happened to me, ladies and gentlemen, that I think happened to a lot of people. I've had a major breakthrough. I'm going to share with you some things that have worked for me. I'm not even asking you to believe me. I'm not asking you to agree with me. All I'm suggesting is that as you look at your life, that as we begin to work and start building a strong launching pad, and this trail that I've been on, I said, if I can prove this with my life, I'm going to get a goal. I'm going to get a dream. I'm going to have a vision of myself that will take me out of my comfort zone. Something that, as you look at it, somebody might say, that's impossible. You can't do that. But something that I like. I'm going to find me something that turns me on. See, at that point in time, I had not found my reason for being. I had not found the purpose of my life. And I had a very insecure feeling about myself. I didn't feel good about me. I didn't have the confidence that I wanted. And here's what I discovered, that when you don't have a grip on your purpose in life, when life doesn't have that special meaning and power for you, there is insecurity. But once you find your purpose, once you know why you showed up, and I believe all of us showed up to do something. Everybody here, you showed up to do something. There's something that's going to be done by you and nobody else. That's what you showed up to do. And if you don't do it, we all will be deprived. All achievement, ladies and gentlemen, comes out of the human mind. Everything, constructive or destructive, comes out of the human mind. I'm just asking you to experiment with me. Watch the results in your life. This is what I've used. I've produced some incredible results in my life. Okay, Mastermind Goal Achievers Journal. You can get it in the bookstore. Here's what you do. Once you go to that page there dealing with goals, all right? You write your goal down. Now, if you don't know what your goal is right now, don't worry. Just make something up and write that down. You got to have something you're aiming at. People are aiming at nothing in life, end up hitting nothing dead on the head. So you got to have a target. Got to have a target now. See, Zig Ziglar talking about don't become a wandering generality, All right. Okay, now one of the things you're going to do, what are the things you've done this past year that you feel grateful about? I feel good about the fact that I achieved one of my major goals. When I was on PBS, I enjoyed that. Other thing is I had a major goal in 1991. I told my staff I'm going to do $1 million. We did $1,020,000 in 1991. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Take my word for it. Man who said that money is the root of all evil just flat out didn't have any. It's a good feeling to start off a year not owing anybody. That's a good feeling. That's a good sign. Now, somebody told you that money's not good for you, just tell them, that's all right. Give me what you got. I feel good that my cholesterol level was at 245, is now down to 185. I'm managing my food choices. Instead of eating 3 packs of M&Ms a day, I just down, I'm kind of kicking. I got a M&M support group. I'm down to half a pack a day. All right. You got to have these little goals. I feel very good about that. All right. I feel good about the fact that I told myself I couldn't manage a business because I never had any business classes. I'm now managing my own business. So I'm having some fun. So what do? You want to begin, look at what your goals are. Write your goals down. Then you got a personal inventory here. You write down what it is you want to achieve, also the goals and things you want to do in your book. One of my goals was to improve my relationship with my children, to manage my time more effectively, to spend time with them. As a divorced father, I live in Detroit, Michigan. My children live in Columbus, Ohio. So I had to manage my time, flying back and forth, flying them in to me, but scheduling and making that important of spending time with my children. It's easy to send them to check, something else to put them in my life and allow them to be able to have the influence of my personality and my presence. So that's one of the goals I had. One of the goals I had was that all my life, my brother and I have always had arguments. We had an adversarial relationship. My brother and my sister. One of my goals was that I was going to improve my relationship with my brother. That I love him, and the fact that he used to tease me and all the things that he did to me and I did to him didn't matter anymore. That the love that we had for each other was far more important. It just didn't matter. I just decided that I wasn't going to allow whatever he said about me to get me upset anymore. See, people that lose out in life allow themselves to be controlled by life, by people, and circumstances. So that was one of my goals, to improve my relationship with him, to have a loving relationship. I've never been able, for the 46 years I've been on the planet, to be around my brother for more than 20 minutes without an argument or a fight. We had a fight at his wedding. Am I right, Wesley? I didn't speak to my brother for 2 years. We couldn't be around each other. Now, we've been together, and you working in the company, and I give you money and everything, and we love each other, don't we? Have we had any arguments? None whatsoever. So what am I doing? You got to proactively prepare to catch yourselves. When you find yourself getting negative with people that you have allowed to push your buttons, when you find yourself becoming negative about what's happening to you and the circumstances that you're involved in. Now, here's something else. Whatever you're doing, I want you to go all out. Decide to position your life, to give more in life. Why? Because when you give more, the more energy you give, the more activity that you become involved in and making a difference in life, the more that life can express through you, can write through you, can move through you, can create through you, can do things through you to change the lives of children through you. See, you are an outlet for all that life has. And as you change your mindset, as you begin to know, hey, wait a minute, I've got something to give. I showed up with something. I'm here. I have some value. I am approved. My life is good as it is. And I can make a difference. That's very important as you begin to look toward the future and view yourself as a channel for life to express through. You don't have no time to mess around. You got to concentrate your thoughts. See, we thinking those thoughts all day, every day. You got to focus those thinking. Those thoughts have power. Oh, they have power. But you got to harness it. You got to, I don't tell you 2 steps, but there are going to be several, but there's 2 big ones. Here's one, is that whatever you want, you got to focus your thinking. You own it, zero in on it, think about it, focus your thoughts. Now, as you do that, you're growing in consciousness, and that will increase your manifesting power. Some things will happen quickly, some things take longer, but after a while, remember, some of y'all know, 5 years ago, I couldn't do what I'm doing right now. I couldn't draw these numbers right now. But as I've grown in consciousness, so has been my capacity to manifest larger audiences and the results that I want to produce in my life. But I concentrated. What are some of the tools you use? Now, some of us know what our purpose is, and most of us don't. Consciously, but subconsciously, you know what it is. It's in you. You showed up with that in you. How do birds know how to fly from the north to the south during winter, and no one ever gave them any navigational training or told them which way to go? How do they know how to do that? They showed up with it. I believe we got that in us.